Everybody, welcome back. I'm Yumble, and it's Roundabout Day here at Yumble Corp. Today we're going to be exploring this design, which was sent to me via Twitter. A person named William J sent it to me. I retweeted it recently. Feel free to check that out, twitter.com/YumbleTV. He also supplied a triangular version of this too, which is really neat. But I have decided to render this one in-game today. Some fun features. I'm calling it a pinwheel roundabout because these empty spaces, which will probably be pavement by the end, kind of look like a pinwheel, you know, a spinning toy type thing. But some cool features about the angles of this one: it still uses the cardinal up, down, left, right, north, south, east, west directions for the nodes, but the roads split off and you get this cool effect where the right turning traffic doesn't even know it's in a roundabout, which I think is really, really cool. Of course, the lane math is up to interpretation, and the way that things ultimately pan out may look a little different from this, but I'd like to take this design and get it into the game of City Skylines. Thank you for being here. Let's check it out. Full disclosure, I had already recorded this entire video before I went back to watch the footage and realized that my audio wasn't working, so that's pretty cool. But because of that, I've got some experience. I've got some forbidden knowledge that I'd like to share with you. The first video was going to be of me muddling through this whole thing, and it was good in its own right, but this is going to be me kind of already knowing how to do it. So I'm going to start with a 5x5 roundabout. It's my favorite sort of iteration. When I say 5x5, I mean 5 units down, 5 units over, and then repeat until the whole thing is done. I'm also going to be using Anarchy for this. You'll see that I've got Anarchy turned on, Fine Road Anarchy. This would not really work in vanilla, unfortunately, because of how tight the angles are. But if you can modify your game on PC, then do that. I've also got big urban roads, these tiny one-lane kind of alley roads. I found that these are crucial. I used to have a road like this from Network Extensions 2, but today we're going to be using this. I've kind of gotten away from Network Extensions 2. So I've made my 5x5 roundabout. You can't see the nodes. Here, let me turn it on so now you can see them. So cardinal directions, north, south, east, west. The way that this next section goes with Anarchy turned on is you're going to do the same thing but opposite. So perpendicular off of this node of the roundabout. We're going to go 5 units up and 5 units over. Pretty cool. Lots of Anarchy. It's going to be a bit of a mess, but I'll show you how to clean up the mess in a little while. Then, on this end here, you go all the way left. So that should be 10 units over, because it's double the amount that we've just done. So you've got these 5 units going off in either direction. And it's totally messy, but the mess is necessary. The mess is necessary. It's fine. I'm going to do the same thing the whole way around, and I'm going to turn off road guidelines because it's going to keep sticking in odd ways. Distance too short. What in the world? This is a new one. I'm going to redraw this node because there's something wrong. Looks good. And then this one, we need it to go... Oh, that's why. We need it to go 5 units up, 5 units over, and then bring it home. We'll go back to the left. Same thing over here. The good thing about a roundabout is you can, if everything is symmetrical, you can sort of duplicate your process 4 times and it'll come out good. And I'm going to end up doing intersection markings on this one, which are probably going to be the most complex part. So stay tuned for the finished product for sure. And 10 units back. Great. All the math checks out. It looks like a total mess, but that's because of the Anarchy and because the game really doesn't like what I've done here. We have a perpendicular, like we have an entirely straight road hitting a roundabout node perpendicularly, so this is the textures do not know what to do. The game is simply not programmed to support what I've done, but we're going to end up fixing that. Before we do that, I'd recommend connecting normal road, whatever that may mean. For now, I'm going to use, to keep it consistent, these are all big urban roads. So we've got a 2-lane road in the center. We've got a 1-lane kind of alley road here. I'm actually going to take these and connect them at the ends before continuing with just the roads that will lead to the roundabout. Kind of a feature of the whole thing is that a normal roundabout seems to hit the cardinal directions perpendicularly. Like this would be a normal, if you asked me to build a roundabout, or most players to build a directional four-way roundabout, it would start here, right? So it would hit in the middle and then they'd go around. This is unique because this is offset to the side of the roundabout, which I think is very, very cool. So anyway, let's address the clipping, all this terribleness. The way that I've discovered to do this, and some of these roads may become 2-lane roads, note aside, but I digress. I'm going to hit this with Node Controller. If you don't have Node Controller Node Controller Renewal, the latest and greatest, I have another video about that if you're curious about the ins and outs of that. But today, I'm just going to use it to nudge the roads into place. So you'll notice these two roads are hitting the center of this one. We want them each to have their own space. So I'm going to take the far left, align it with that. So I'm just shift-clicking the far right side and aligning it with the far right side. And then to finish it off, you can hit Make Ends Straight. And that's really it. That's it for that. I know it doesn't look fixed, but there's another step. There's one more step after that. For this one, I would just hit Make Ends Straight. I might even do that later. But you can pretty much go around to each of these and shift-click the far left, shift-click the far right, align it with this incoming road, Make Ends Straight. Easy enough. This one, I'm going to hit Make Ends Straight. This might get changed a little bit by the end. Oh, you know what? I take it back. There is one more trick to this. So you go to this one. You have to align. So now you'll notice we've aligned this one with this one already. So that's done. I would recommend aligning this one to this, which pulls this out a little bit. And it really makes the angle a lot more favorable. And then the same thing, we're going to take the right side here and align that to this one as well. Really great. And then we're going to do the same thing up here. This should already be essentially in the same exact place. So it's come full circle. So essentially we're chasing this angle and aligning at every turn. We're aligning with this to square the whole thing off. So the right side to the right side, aligned. I know that the visuals are driving you nuts right now, but it will all come together, I swear. Make Ends Straight. Same thing here, end to end. I'm shift-clicking once again, if you've forgotten. Shift-click is your best buddy in all of this. Shift-click, shift-click. And I think this is the last one, actually. We're in the last turn right now. The home stretch, if you will. The way you fix all of this craziness is something that you've actually seen in my previous videos if you've been here for a while. The way you fix all the shenanigans is by dragging the network ever so slightly so that it's no longer a 90-degree angle. I'm just hitting the Make Ends Straight button for all of these to make sure that we're all equal. Nice. So I'm going to take Move It now, and I'm going to select this angular piece, or this 90-degree angled piece. I'm going to select it. While holding down, I'm going to hold Control, and I'm just going to drag it down ever so slightly. And you can do that on every side. So once again, click the segment, the turning segment of the right turn. Hold Control, drag it down ever so slightly. You'll tell you've hit the spot because the texture will fix as if by magic. The texture will fix. So all of your right-hand turns, all of your exits of the roundabout, essentially. And this should be the last one. Drag it down a little bit. That's all it takes, just a nudge. So I haven't really changed the composition of it too much. I've just nudged this so that the texture is no longer overlapping with the roundabout. Along the same lines, we're going to take this one, which is still clipping all the way around, except for there. I don't know why, but we're going to take this one, same deal, hold Control, drag it down some imperceptible fractional amount. So less than a meter, less than a unit, less than a meter, nothing at all. This one is already fixed. I just want to reverse engineer it. Yeah, it's fine. And same deal here. If you ever build something nice that has a bit of clipping, you can fix it with Move It and Node Controller in combination pretty effectively. Let's see. Cool. And I'm going to redo all of these Make Ends Straight options. Nice. If you see any clipping like this, that's usually due to the ends having changed because of Move It. So maybe even wait to the end to make ends straight. That's what this little button is in the top right corner of the interface. Cool. And I haven't actually adjusted any of the nodes beyond that. I've only shift-clicked to align them ever so gently, and then hit Make Ends Straight, and that is all it takes. These, I didn't type in any custom numbers or anything. Hit them, make ends straight. That is the shape of it. I'm going to go in and explore some of the lane math. Ooh, let's see. I want to explore the lane math of this and see how efficient we can make it. I also want to... Let's see if this goes away. There we go. Random tinkering will also save you. There we go. So I nudged that in and the texture fixed. But yeah, I want to explore the lane math, and I want to explore what markings we can do on this to kind of make a beautiful finished product. Let me explore that for just a moment. And there you have it. I've got some decorations going on there. We've got some little park areas with benches and seats and trash cans and all that kind of stuff. I figured I'd connect the crosswalks. You'll notice that the crosswalks are kind of distanced from the roundabout itself. Notice down here, bottom left, bottom right, top left. The walkability of the roundabout in general is one of its weak points, and you have to go a little bit further to get around it than you would a tighter intersection. But I think in this case it works out. I decided to connect it with some paths and connect those paths to some little park areas with benches and trash cans and things. I also opted for 2-lane roads coming and going from the roundabout. So you'll see we get a little bit more throughput. I don't think the whole thing is optimal. It's certainly not as optimal as a turbo roundabout, nothing like that. But we get a lot of throughput using 2 lanes where the left lane goes into the roundabout and the right lane just exits into the other right lane. So exiting traffic will use the left lane of this little section. So it keeps them separate, which is nice. Anywhere where you can spread traffic out or keep it separated from itself, I think it's great. I sign off on this. This is really good. This is a great way to do a roundabout visually. It's a great way to attach some interest to it and maybe a park around it. The markings take a bit of time, but ultimately it was a lot of fun to do. Everybody, thank you for hanging out. Thanks for watching. We have a Discord server if you want to talk about cities when I'm not making videos, when I'm not streaming on Twitch, that kind of thing. Feel free to join the Discord. Also, feel free to subscribe here, of course. I make 2 videos a week. I think the last 2 weeks I've only made 1 video, but that's how it goes sometimes. Everybody, thank you for hanging out. I've been Yumble. I'll see you in the next stream or the next video.